There's a meeting here. I know you by your friendly face. There's a meeting here. There's a meeting here tonight, great God. Glad you came along. Hope all the 7 people that are here, there's a meeting tonight. There's a meeting there tonight. In the hills of New Hampshire on a crystal autumn day, if you're looking for adventure, but it's sure to come your way. Meet me north of Hamilton. I think you know the spot I mean. You see halfway to Canada and every mountain in between. New Hampshire is calling, as she always calls to me. In my thoughts I'm on the end of Scotland, but I'm walking by the sea. I'm hiking to the top of Mount Monadnock, biking off the peak. Down the back roads of New Hampshire, where I long to be. I'm going home to New Hampshire, where the great blue heron soars across the sky. You ever seen it? You know I mean it. Mother rays, I'm down to cry. Live free, live free, live free in New Hampshire. Live free or die. And it's spring in New Hampshire. Won't you meet me one chill down when the dim mist is on the pasture beside a golden pond? We'll float up old Fort Washington, we'll float the summer streams, count the covered bridges crossing, and we'll still see them in my dreams. When snowflakes are falling and the penny starts to freeze, we'll dust off a trust-your belonging and we'll cut our Christmas tree. We'll skate across the lake to Center Harbor, wait in the winter breeze. Then we'll gather around a cozy fire, sipping hot cider burning free. I'm going home, oh, back to New Hampshire, where the great blue heron soars across the sky. If you've ever seen it, you know I've been meaning. When the rains, I'm down to cry. Live free, live free, live free in New Hampshire. Live free or die. Oh my goodness! You didn't come to hear me sing tonight. My shows are tomorrow night and those are sold out. And the next weekend is sold out. So maybe you could come back in a couple weeks. I'm so glad you came by, because tonight Brian Dozier's here. Brian Dozier, you might have grown up with him when you were a kid because he loves singing for kids. You might be his sister who is here tonight. Carol is here.
Cousin.
What?
I'm his cousin.
You're his cousin. Tonight you could be his sister. You could be anything you want to be. That's the beauty of New Hampshire. You could be anything that you want to be. You might know Brian from the part of the folk scene here in New England in the 90s and the 2000s, and for years and years he's been one of the biggies. I've talked to all this. What do you say?
WQRS.
WQRS. Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you say that? He's on there a lot? Does he own the station?
Well, he was on there before I met him.
Oh, good.
And so I recognized his name when I...
Well, you see, now we're smarter because you have added that to this show, and we know more about him. That's very good, and I'm glad you're sitting down front because
I'm not shy.
No, it's good. That's the great thing for a performer. But all the people, and the list is in our advertising, and the list is actually in the bathroom. Of all the people we're entertaining, everybody says you got to get Brian Dozier, and we got him. And you got him tonight. Please welcome to Club Sandwich for the first time. I hope will be many more, and more people will show up maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Dozier is here with his friend Keith. Brian Dozier and Keith. Go get it, Brian.
Thank you.
Excuse me, what?
Well, we're also streaming live, so test area. So we get to say hi to people, online.
So we can send it to all our friends who didn't show up?
Yes, exactly. Well, it's hard. We are way up here in New Hampshire, and where did you guys drive in from?
We had planned on going to Maine sometime soon. And then when I saw on Facebook that you were gonna be here, I said to him, why don't we go, and then we could take a detour on the way home and or whatever.
On the way to Maine.
So we were in Portland, Maine this morning,
Aw,
and,
it's so good to see
he
you
said,
guys.
why not? Brian's probably shocked.
I am. I almost thought Eileen would come. My
That's what I
sister.
said, she's in Saratoga today, on Facebook.
Saratoga to here.
Yeah.
Thank my dedicated crew for coming up. All right. So part of this, I wanted to do like a song from my past. So it's perfect that you're here because you probably remember when I was in high school, I was very into folk rock. And this is a listening room, which is a lot of original music. So we'll be doing some of that tonight too. But I got my start by listening to Jim Croce records when I was a little guy. I thought I'd do one. Apologies up front though, because a lot of Jim Croce doesn't, it's got a certain edge to it that you don't hear on the radio anymore. Uptown got its hustlers, Bowery got its bums, 42nd Street got Big Jim walking his pool shooting son of a gun. Yeah, he's big and dumb as a man can come, but he's stronger than a country horse. And when the bad folks all get together at night, they all call Big Jim boss, just because. And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, out of South Alabama come a country boy, say I'm looking for a man named Jim. I am a pool shooting boy, my name is Willie McCoy, but back home they call me Slim. Yeah, I'm looking for the king of 42nd Street, driving those rock top Cadillacs. Last week he took all my money and it ain't that funny, cause I come to get my money back. And everybody say Jack. They say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Jimmy come bopping in off the streets. And when the cutting was done, the only part that wasn't bloody was the soles of the big man's feet. Yeah, he was cutting about 100 places. He was shot in a couple more. And you better believe the kind of things that they were singing when Big Jim hit the floor. Oh, And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. No, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. Yes. So I learned pretty much every Jim Croce album I learned front and back. You just sit there and play them for hours. how I got my introduction into acoustic music. And then I moved to Boston in '86, a while ago, and then learned about the Boston area folk scene, which was, especially in the '90s, it was extremely was thriving quite a bit. And got together with a couple friends of mine, Ellis Paul and Jim Infantino and John Svecki, and we formed a little foursome and did pretty well with that. Made a CD together, some of which I still have over there, and did pretty well for a while. And then moved in a little more having children, which has been it keeps you busy having children.
A little bit.
It's a whole different thing for a little while. But, and then playing children's music, which is what I've done. So I'm going to go back and this is actually one of the ones that's on the CD. It was kind of nice to kind of rework it a little bit. This is a song called "Keep It All in Stride," and it was meant to be like a double-edged meaning to it. Like part of it is, when you're young, especially, people just are like, "Hey, slow down," just like literally, keep it all in stride. And then part of it is more tongue-in-cheek about, I'm not going to keep it all in stride. I'm going to push some limits. And part of it was sometimes my song structure is I deliberate. So this song, you'll hear it. It's got a certain rhythm, and it just kind of sticks with it like a stride. So. Some that you even knew. I used to think it was quite a job to keep luck on my side. Now I don't think anything, I just keep it all in stride. Write only love songs, but I used to live alone. I used to write of simple things, but I used to live at home. Now I write about everything, 'cause I've got nothing to hide. Someday I will write you a love song, but I'll keep it all in stride. Take it, Keith. Easier to rush ahead when you're being chased from behind. It's always easier to finish up when you're running out of time. An old man told me once, he said, look at life through my eyes. Take it up where we've left it off, but keep it all in stride. Now that I'm an old man, I wonder how that lyric works. I said, the old man told me once, look at it through my eyes. And now here I am like talking to my teenager. I'm like, listen, you don't have to be the guy who has to push the gas pedal all the time. Just relax. Just keep it back.
Do they listen now?
Not after a certain age, right?
Never.
Besides, teenagers still do jazz and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, yes, we're idiots.
They get to be about 21, then they start to say, well, he's not such too bad.
Well, if I know some of you saw me online over the last year and a half. I did 100 shows in a row every day, and Hannah joined me. My daughter Hannah joined me for all but like a handful, and the pandemic's brought us many things, positive and negative. But one of the positive things, her voice blossomed over the last year. She was 12 when we started. Now she'll be 14 in the fall. But along with that is she's now 13, and and I'm an idiot. Every night lately, it's like, it's kind of blue. Well, no, Dad, it's teal. Like as if there's it's an angry thing to be angry about. I'm like, blue, teal, whatever. Well, it's really teal. I'm like, oh. This is a song by someone named Peter Mayer, and we do this at our Unity a lot at the church that we go to. But it's really, the message is right there. I think it's, having grown up Catholic, I can't say that I was telling my friend John here, who's going to come up and sing a song in a little bit, that unity is Buddhism for Catholics, right? You're Catholic, you want to be Buddhist, you end up at unity, which is kind of, it's just a fun thing. It's based on, a lot of what we do is based on a very popular book called The Four Agreements.
It's not the Buddhism that
it's
gets me
older
there,
than
it's the
that.
music.
It's true, we do have a great music program. Anyways, this is by Peter Mayer, and feel free to sing along if you know. When I was a boy each week, Sundays we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word, and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is, everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. And now I can't hold back, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine, water is not so small. Even better magic trick, if anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, find out where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, barely with my fingertips, now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. There used to be a world half there, heaven's second grade hand-me-down. Now I walk with a reverent air, and everything is holy now. Questioning child's faith, say it's not a testament, that'd be very hard to say. another new morning come. They say it's not a sacrament, tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird, shining like the burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, having second-rate hand-me-down. Now I walk with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Sing along. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. 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 There's a funny story I've told about that song, which is I heard, a friend of mine heard it, folk singer friend of mine, and she sent it to me and she said, "You have to learn it." She goes, "It sounds just like all those stories you used to talk about Catholic," because I learned how to play guitar in folk mass at the Catholic Church. St. Paul's in Whitesboro, New York. And I brought it to Shipley, who was the minister of our Unity, and she was like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then nothing ever happened. And about a year later, someone else had sent the song to Shipley, the minister, and she came to me and said, "I have this song, I think would be perfect for you." And I was like, this looks familiar. You can probably sit out this, or you can hang up here, whatever.
No.
Could do a few originals again. I wrote this song when I was at the Kerrville Folk Festival, which is in Kerrville, Texas. And if you're a folk singer, you know about it because it's like the mecca of folk music here in the U.S. It's a 17-day festival. It's 2 weeks plus a weekend, and it's generally somewhere about 105 during the day, and maybe it gets in. Nighttime actually does get chilly. It can get down into the low 60s or upper 50s, which, it's a pretty wide range. People stay up all night. You stay up all night and you go from campfire to campfire around the festival. And that's actually where the bulk of what people want to do. They don't go to the festival to watch the main stage. To them, that's like, the main stage is okay. They live for after the main stage when they can walk from campfire to campfire. And believe it or not, there's a pecking order to campfires, and you can't so everyone who camps there at this site, at this festival, you walk around, you have a guitar on your back, you can sit in a circle, but depending on which campfire you're in, if it comes to your turn, they will skip over you. You have to be invited to some campfires. And then other ones are just people that are just hanging, and it's a good time. Either way, it's a great, extremely creative environment. And so I would, you would end up being up till sunrise, and then you would sleep till about 10:30 maybe, and then you get up and you start stumbling around for a few hours, and you just kind of get back in the groove. And then it would get so hot during the day. There was a river we would swim in. In fact, Cliff Everhart, who was here the other night, I remember swimming with him and a bunch of people. I would even do the total Massachusetts cheat, and I would go to the mall just to be in the air conditioning for a little while. And a friend of mine, Dara Williams, one year, she was on the main stage. If you're on the main stage, they give you a hotel room. And she just basically looked at about 10 of her friends and said, "Come over to the hotel room, you can get a hot shower, you can be in the air conditioning for a little while. And then you go back to it and you're up all night." But a lot of connections were made there, and a lot of people in the folk scene have come out of that. But especially when I'm around and I can absorb some of that stuff, it inspires me. So. This one's called "Waiting for the Moon." I sit here and think my life is a book. It's missing some words and covered with stains. The ending is lost because the pages are torn, but it comes out okay anyway. I'm just waiting for the moon. She gives all my troubles a name and carries them off to her dark side, and then I'll never come back here again. In love with a woman whose face I can't see. I keep searching for her, and time after time I injure the ones who get in the way of me trying to make up my mind. I'm just waiting for the moon. She gives all my troubles a name and carries them off to her dark side, and then they'll never come back here again. I want a soft, tender, beautiful lover, someone who can really understand, a kiss that will spark up my life once again, and feel her curve in the palm of my hand. And I'll say, take me away down to the water, sing me to sleep and cover my eyes. I wake up to find no one is there, just me and my daydreaming lies. I'm just waiting for the moon. She gives all my troubles a name, carries them off to her dark side, and then they'll never come back here again. I'm just waiting for the moon. She gives all my troubles a name, carries them off to her dark side, and then they'll never come back here again. And carries them off to her dark side, and then they'll never come back here again. Sad, I know. Well, hang on, because I got another one coming. Then we get happier later. So, like a lot of people, I write songs about dysfunctional love, and this is one based on a couple that I knew in that lived outside of Salem, New Hampshire. And I met him when I was younger, and it's the first time I'd ever been in front of a couple that could just fight ferociously in front of people, and just say the meanest things. And of course, a lot of Bud Light was drunk. I say Miller's in the song, but it was really Bud Light. And they lived in this tiny trailer home that you'll hear the lyrics in the song. The good part is, as far as I know, they're still together, or worse. And they, this tiny little trailer home, I think they sold that whole property for like $1 million. It was really the time to be in southern New Hampshire when everything was being built there. So it turned out okay. But it's called The Ballad of Joe and Naz. When Joe gets drunk, he tells her, he says, you're the best there's ever been. She calls him a liar. She says, you're just running at the mouth again, and the birds are heading south, and then you promised we'd be there. There's patches on the trailer, and there's plywood on the floor. Naz wants to remodel. Joe says we'll send away for a sales brochure, but if it can't be built with a 2x4, then who needs it anyway? And their colored TV only works in green. Other hues are hardly ever seen, but they'll never live their lives in black and white. Reds are there to illuminate their highs, and the blues are there to soften up the blows. The bottom has no end when you're that low. At the kitchen table, Joe says, I just don't love you anymore. You lousy bastard. She throws her Millers at the door and knocks Joe flat down to the floor and says, hey, I didn't need you anyway. But still they make love under the TV screen. The bodies seem to ripple in the green, but it's hard love that they made all through the night. Joe was gone for work before daylight, and by 11 Naz was packed and out of sight. Joe called home that afternoon to apologize. He's home from work by 7, and he picked up some Chinese at the mall. Wanders around the trailer, and he's waiting for her call. Yes, he's waiting for her call. When's she ever coming home? And that colored TV only works in green. The other hues are hardly ever seen, but they'll never live their lives in black and white. 'Cause the reds are there to illuminate the highs, and the blues are there to soften up the blows. The bottom has no end when you're that low. Can you do me a favor? Can you make these all red for a second? And then can you add, like, does it go red, green, and blue together?
Yeah.
Like if you turn, the reason I wrote that is that, and these lights are perfect for it. If you add red, green, and blue together, do you know what you get? No, you're white. So that's on your TV. If you looked at an old TV, you'd see red, green, and blue. If you're an artist and you add, what is it, red, blue, and yellow, that makes black. But when you add light together, it makes white. Yeah. So that's cool that we have lights like this now. You can see all three colors. See, there it is. It's a little science fact for you. I'm gonna call Keith up, and we're gonna do a song together. And he's been a friend and a sideman to me for what? How many years now?
16 anyway.
16 since we met each other. Through a lot of the pandemic, as church friends know, the two of us were part of our own little bubble. So Keith would come over on Sundays when we do our Zooming church. It worked out pretty well.
They called us the boys in the shed.
Yeah. I've got this control room that, with a camera and stuff set up, so that I was doing most of my music band stuff with, and people who had never been in it before, who watched me online, would come in and just go, like, it's literally, like if I'm doing a song where I have to go around in a circle for the kids, I'm literally like almost walking, I'd be making a circle right here in this little spot. But, we would squeeze ourselves in and do stuff for Sunday, and it would work out pretty well. You good? So Keith's gonna do, why don't you tell him?
Sure. So first of all, I wanted to say that I like to wear this shirt when I perform because I get to bring my family with me. I just want you to know that the family is not the squirrels, it's what they're eating. So songwriting is interesting for me anyway. Sometimes I just download something, I get inspired and just sort of all falls out all at once. And other times it's an idea that germinates for a long time. Excuse me, and this is a song called Blue Moon that was germinating for a long time, and I really couldn't come up with, and I had like a chorus idea, but I didn't have any idea for the lyrics. And the inspiration came when a good friend of mine made her transition a couple years ago, my friend October. I was bringing my guitar up to hospice and singing to her every day. And I would say the most profound thing about that was in the last couple of days when she was really mostly unconscious and didn't have the strength to sing. When I would sing to her, she would be mouthing the words. But even more impressive is I'd sing something that she'd never heard before. But because it had a repetitive verse, she was like mouthing the words. It was just like so profound. So she struggled with MS for the last 15 years of her life. I'm not sure exactly how long, but it was it's not an easy thing to live through, obviously. So maybe when you hear the lyrics, you'll get the idea how October inspired this. Plugged in, but I'm going to plug in. There we go. That helps. Send me. Once in a blue moon, I find myself with you. Once in a blue moon, ain't nothing left to do now. Once in a blue moon, blue moon with you. Once in a daydream, I find myself with you. Once in a daydream, where everything's brand new now. Once in a daydream, a daydream of you. once in a sweet dream, I find myself with you. Once in a sweet dream, they really can come true now. Once in a sweet dream, sweet dream of you. As the moon begins to rise, blue's a sparkle I see in your eye. Blue moon, my old friend, come share your light, lead me home again. Blue moon, my old friend. Once in a blue moon, I find myself with you. Once in a blue moon, there's nothing left to do now. Once in a blue moon, a blue moon with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Just to pick up the pace a little, we're going to do a little bird song from way back when. A little deeper cut on the birds. They had some big hits, of course, Mr. Tambourine Man. Bob Dylan song, probably the biggest, but this one's called Glory, Glory. friend John up to do the song. This is a friend of mine, John Manning, everyone. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you for
And before I do go any further, thank you, John Davidson and Connor. Sorry.
That's right.
Thank you for the sound, and thank you for this. This is a beautiful venue. So if anyone's watching online, come up to New Hampshire because it's up in Sandwich, New Hampshire. It's called Club Sandwich, and this has been great. And John has been such a hospitable host here. John Manning, my friend here, is a wonderful singer and actor. He's a great actor, actually. And John and I have been in a number of productions together. Nottingham, which was a Robin Hood interpretation done by some friends of ours. And we were in My Fair Lady together, which he played Eliza, and I was...
Unorthodox casting.
No, he was the professor, and I was Doolittle, the father of Eliza. Boy, that was fun. To do that one over and over and over. But he wrote to me and said he'd heard about this club and that I knew anything about it. And I said, you know what? If you want, pop up and sing a song with me. So,
And I was honored. Thank you for having me.
it's great. Just a quick other little story too about John. I was just telling this to someone the other night. I started acting as an adult because my daughter wanted to be an Annie Junior, and she was 7 at the time. And I went, and they knew me because they knew I played music, and they were like, "We need you." I'm like, I haven't done that. You know, I know it seems like it'd be similar, right? But to me, memorizing things just takes forever. So. So I agreed, and I did it, and then that of course led to another one. I said, as long as I don't have to dance, and they're like, "Oh, you have to dance a little." So I did. I had to dance a little bit. It was really comic. I had to I was a butler, so I had to wave the napkin around and dance quickly. Anyways, that led to another one. And so John and I were doing things together. But I had in My Fair Lady, I had this one very long monologue. Not memorize it. So one thing I should have learned when I was younger, how to just commit things to memory. And John was very helpful getting me through that. And I'm currently in a Midsummer Night's Dream. It's going to be playing up in Boxford at the end of the month. And I have the whole thing starts out with, I'm like the 4th person who speaks, and I have to do a monologue to set up the premise of the whole play. And I just remembered, what John was doing to help me back then to get through it, and worked out well so far. I did it, and they said they wanted us not reading the book by last Sunday, and I was right there. I had the whole monologue down, and the director just kind of looked at me because I've done plays with her before, and she was like, "Oh, well, I had a good teacher."
Glad I could help you, Brian.
So you guys may know this one too, right? Is it
This,
okay
I
if
think,
sing
is
along?
one of the most beautiful songs ever written. A Beatles song. Feel free to sing along if you'd like. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
Beatles got nothing on you. Milk, eggs, bread, milk. My old set list joke. Well, I don't know if you were in the room at the time, but thank you so much for this. And this is a beautiful place, and I'm sure more and more people will be coming regularly. During the pandemic, one of the things I learned how to do was play ukulele. So you'd think, well, it's just a little guitar, right? But it has a life of its own. Some things just sound better on ukulele than on guitar. Of course, they don't sing in tunes as well as a guitar, but... So these are some sing-alongs, and I'd like you to sing along with me. Because if you did any virtual things during the pandemic, you realized nobody could sing along with you. That was the most frustrating thing. So I did do 100 shows in a row. I've done actually over 250 since the beginning of the pandemic. But after 100, I took a little break, and then I came back 3 times a week doing children's music. Now, at first I thought, I'll just close my eyes and pretend that I'm in the big room surrounded by children, which is what I do a few times a week. Like pre-pandemic, like sometimes 14, 15 days in a row without a break. And after a few days of that, though, you realize it's just hard. It's hard to get that kind of energy going. And then you're singing to a red dot. I'm looking at a red dot right now, over there in the corner. I got better at it, but having Hannah next to me also helped, because between her snide comments and her eye rolls, despite all that, she also she became, like I said, a wonderful little singer. And it went from people commenting saying, "Your daughter's great, but can she sing louder?" And I only had one mic. We only had one microphone, so she needed to literally sing louder, or I had to play quieter. So we reached that balance, and it became a really a great bonding experience. And, anyway,
She taught herself how to play the uke too, didn't she?
she did. She knew 1 or 2 chords prior to the pandemic, and post-pandemic now she can pick this up, and she'll watch me play guitar and know what chords that need to be on the uke. So I think that's pretty clever.
You guys missed a really rare treat. I was over there one day when Hannah was playing on the uke, and Brian came in and started to play Stairway to Heaven. And Hannah had not played it before, and she played it like as if she rehearsed it with Brian. It's absolutely beautiful. I got some photographs of it. I don't have them. I wish I had some.
Well, it was all good. So like I said, there's blessings to be had as well as unfortunate things that happen. I lost a good friend, so a friend of mine from the old days, and he was a piano player in a band that I was in high school, my age, so that really hit home. Yeah, it's been a tough year too, but it's been a good year. Both. It's like anything, right? It's a river. We're just in the flow. So anyways, sing along with me. Yeah. started singing, and people requested a lot because it just seems like a good thing to be singing during the pandemic. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled with the rising sun. 3 little birds perched on my doorstep, singing sweet songs with melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. That sounds good. Woke up this morning, I smiled with the rising sun. 3 little birds perched on my doorstep, singing sweet songs with melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Slow down, you move too fast. Got to make these mornings last. Just skipping down the cobblestone, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? Come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do-do-do-do, feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. Dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep till the morning time drops all its shadows on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Join me on this part, ready? Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Thank you. Okay, this is one watch I can't, if you wear it underneath, it doesn't work, right? So, just a few more. I want to do this one too. This is another pandemic. I don't mean to just dwell on the pandemic totally, but I did learn new things. And sometimes it takes a lot of repetition for me to learn a new song. Kind of like acting. And this was one, this just kept going through my head. Before I learned it, I kept singing the verse that I knew on this in my head a lot. And then I got the lyrics out and the music, and I learned it. It's also almost the same exact song as Rubber Ducky. So it's an important fact to remember. It's true. Probably should have said that afterwards, because I could be singing Rubber Ducky in your head.
Right into
It's only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard scene. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It's only a muslin sky, oh, hanging over a muslin tree. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. It's only a canvas guy hanging over a muslin tree. Muslin sky, muslin tree. All right, yeah. What's that? The one in the minor.
Baby come back.
Yeah. So I tried to, people ask me all the time, they say, do you write words or lyrics first? And I say, I know, it's a musician joke. But I would write these songs sometimes obtusely and trying to describe what in hindsight just, was just a way of not being able to communicate. So finally I sat down and wrote a song about, these are basically two people who just can't communicate well. And I think the message comes through, I hope so.
Those are the people that were living in that little trailer.
These aren't the people in the trailer, these are actually me. Because I realized I had this problem. I only found, I don't know what it was, but every woman I dated was a little crazy. I tried to look for the one common thing in all these women, and why they were all, and then I realized it was me. Yeah, I was the common factor. So. And they weren't crazy, it was, I had to grow up a little. This is written before I grew up a little. Baby comes back, she'll bring roses in many colored hues. She'll drive by and leave them scattered on the lawn. She leans out her window saying, don't you know how much I love you? And by the time I try to answer, she is gone. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll have read the writing on the wall. When baby comes back, she'll bring candles and silk and satin too, waiting at my door to greet me late at night. Leans close and whispers, don't you know how much I want you? And my words get tumbled when I reach for the lights. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When When baby comes back, I'll have read the writing on the wall. Baby comes back, she brings nothing, and I'll bring nothing too. And she'll ask me about the writing on the wall. These are the things I've been trying to say to you. They're the answers to your questions, one and all. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll have read the writing on the wall. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll have read the writing on the wall. Baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll be better. When baby comes back, I'll have read the writing on the wall. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate everything. If I had one signature tune back in the 90s, it was this one. It was a song basically about being yourself. Not being afraid of it. So this one is written, there's a part here you can all sing along with. It's great, they have water here that's not in a plastic container. It's everybody water. I could make everyone go to the bathroom, I think, if you say this. But thank you again, Connor and John, and anyone who's watching online, thank you. Yes, this is definitely a sing-along, so feel free. It goes kind of like this. It's in E. That's it. This will be my last one, so thank you guys so much. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't be like you. Done an awful lot of things in my life like other people do. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can act that way. But I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. My parents came over to visit and they made me clean my room. They said there's only... Mom said, hey, what a nice kitchen as she handed me the broom. I was thinking about my mom for a second. I got a little sad. My mom passed away, but just, my mom and my dad passed away. But anyways, I'm gonna do the verse anyways, because they appreciated it when I wrote it. My parents came over to visit and they made me clean my room. Mom said, hey, what a nice kitchen, as she handed me the broom. Then she said, I'll cook up a nice dinner while your daddy cuts your hair. That's when I had hair, long hair. This is what they heard me say as I escorted them nicely down the stairs. I edited that. I said, Mom, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can be like you. Done an awful lot of things in my life like other people do. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can act that way. But I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. Think you get it now, right? Went to music school to really hone my trade. They said there's only two things wrong with you, the way you look and the way you play. I became a voice major. They said there's a, they said we'll give you this piece of paper if you can sing like Placid. Oh, did we go? They said, yes, that's it, you got it. And I said, no, I'm gonna be a underemployed folk singer for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. That's it. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't sing like you. I've done an awful lot of things in my life like other people do. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't sing that way. But I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. Got pulled over with a busted taillight while driving into town. Policeman pushing up in my face like some big old officer of the law. I said, hey, Dunkin' Donuts breath, ain't your coffee going stale? True story, I did do that. And this is what they heard me say from my cell inside the jail. Winthrop, Massachusetts. I was a hot-headed little guy. I said, Your Honor, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't be like you. I've done an awful lot of things in my life like other people do. Well, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can act that way. But I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. All right, here's the sing-along part to finish off the night. You guys gotta hold the fort down. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't be like you. Done an awful lot of things. Done an awful lot of things in my life like other people do. Now sing it out of tune. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry that I can't act that way. But I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. Big finish. I'm the one that I gotta live with 24 hours a day. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you, John. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, John Davidson.
Ryan, you're a trooper. You're a trooper. Good show, man. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank
you.
Old Philadelphia pub, whatever that name, that place was.
Oh, in Philly?
Yeah.
There's a couple there. Bacchanal. Oh, I appreciate that. Big or large? I'll play the same other way, right?
Yes. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Especially these guys. I love everyone here.
That was great.
Even had family.
I
I thought Eileen would come.
Oh,
I kept expecting her. I'm like, yeah. I know my sister. She's driven from, before she moved to Albany. She's driven from Utica
Thank you very much.
to see a Sunday afternoon matinee. Hannah and Spanish performance.
Yeah.
Turned around,
Yeah.
driven back to Utica.
No.
She did it more than once.
Yeah.
I think that's something that was hanging over my head. But still, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for taking the step. Thank you. Great. August, end of August.
I was thinking about that when I said that. Same birthday.
I did, I remember that now from
And my
last year.
mother, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It was great. You got it.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Very much.
I
take that.
Yeah, I always get it. Probably gonna say it.
I don't know. I know Brian was involved in a show this Christmas.
Yes.
No, you didn't watch that? I don't know. I've done a lot of theater, so maybe from that. Yeah.
It's fun.
She told me, please, I don't want anything, I don't want a party, I don't want to wake, I don't want to feel sad. I mean,
In the Hamilton area? I'm doing a show in Newburyport.
Yeah.
And near Halloween.
Caroline.
And then
No, they are going to do
maybe
something,
New
but maybe it's just
Hampshire.
a party at the camp, like a marriage party.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay.
Christopher.
Yeah, I might be doing a show
lives
in,
right in Whitesboro, up on the theater,
Park here in Jackson.
and Michelle lives in She's been with the same guy for 10 years. They live together. So Carol had 10.
Nice licks, Keith.
It is her daughter.
So you find and all that.
Maybe he drove up
The good stuff.
and-
Most of it was on the earth, but it's fine.
Yeah, so Tammy is not on.
Yes, sir.
Tammy had two. She had one in
Great job.
Marcy, the she had one in Risky for a while. Yeah, like a breakfast joint.
Yes.
But she moved her and her daughter were potential Olympic divers. So she moved wherever they needed to be. They moved to Texas and then they moved to Florida. She's in Florida. But she's a flight attendant for Delta.
Oh, wow.